Hi, I'm Kelsey. I am a certified medicinal aromatherapist and a teacher, among other things, and I'm excited to chat with you today about essential oils made from leaves and needles. So these are mostly from trees, and so I have 8 different essential oils I want to go through that have their own unique individual properties and benefits, but just in general, overall, leaves and needles are about the breathing apparatus of the tree. So this is going to help support and address our own respiratory system, how we breathe, both on a emotional, physical, and mental level. And this is also about taking in more in life. So how can we expand our awareness? How can we expand our sensory experiences? Perhaps we need to have a more open way of thinking about things. Maybe we're being more myopic than we need to be. And when we expand in this way, it allows us to be open to new possibilities, to be more creative in how we tackle problem solving, to be more empathetic and sympathetic and compassionate when we listen with others and be with others. How can we not be right, and how can we be more inclusive in our beingness? So that's what this helps us with. I love all of these. They're absolutely amazing. So before I go into the individual oils I want to talk about, just as a reminder, if you've been watching my channel, you know, so I work with Wisdom of the Earth. This is a medicinal therapeutic grade essential oil. They're hand ceremonially poured in Sedona, Arizona. We source them from beautiful, mostly local community farmers around the world that are either using organic or biodynamic or wild farming sources or gathering sources. So they're super high vibrational. I'm obsessed with them. They're great. So if you're interested in purchasing them or have any questions, there's a link below for my website, antherangel.com, and I'm happy to help you with selecting the right oil for you. So without further ado, so the first oil I want to talk about leaves and needles. So this is Niaouli. So this is a beautiful tree from Australia. It reminds me of a cross between eucalyptus and tea tree. But for me, she's a little bit softer. So sometimes eucalyptus and tea tree can be a little like boom in your face and really intense. So Niaouli is just slightly softer. But Niaouli, very energizing. So if you're feeling, that afternoon, midday slump and you need a little pick-me-up, especially if you're at work and you have a little mental fatigue and those kinds of things, really great. This morning I was putting her on my temples as I was working with her. She's also great to put on your chest, your back, to open things up and really feel like you can move and circulate the energies and the oxygen and the blood and everything in your system. So Niaouli, really great. Also can support as an antiviral. So if you're feeling under the weather, really great to help support the immune system in that way. The other thing that I like for her, she's helpful with inflammation. So when I was running a lot, I would use Niaouli to put on my inflamed muscles, either before and or after I went for a run. And that just helped to get everything circulating and moving, and also an energy booster as well. So that is Niaouli. She's beautiful. Love her. And next we have Eucalyptus Masala. So we have about 6 different eucalyptuses from Wisdom of the Earth. Masala is one of my favorites because the other eucalyptuses we source from Australia and they're absolutely gorgeous. Love them. But Masala is unique because we get her from Nepal. So for me, there's a theme here. I like more softer essences. So if you like the punchy eucalyptus in your face, go for the Australia ones. They're amazing, right? And there's a time and a place for that for me. But oftentimes I go for the more softer one. So this is Masala. And being from Nepal, she's a little bit higher elevation as well. So if you really need that extra oomph of clearing out the monkey mind, the fears, the mental programming that we've been socially conditioned to help us to pick those apart and see them. And she's just this freedom essence of like, oh gosh, all this human stuff, put it to a side and recognize who you really are. Remember who you are. And yeah, it clears emotional and physical energies all the time. Yep. And she's also supporting as an antiviral, antibacterial, antifungal. So again, another one if you're feeling under the weather, to help support your immune system and help the healing process for your body along. Yeah, just absolutely amazing. Love her. Next, this is also one of my favorites. This is Tamarack, which is also known as larch. So if you're in Scotland, we have here the Eurasian larch. So this is one of the only conifer trees that will actually lose its needles in winter. So it's symbolic and also literal for let that shisa go, man. Like whatever you've been holding on to, whatever you need to release, let it go. There's a beautiful Rumi quote that I love about let the dead leaves fall. And it's just like, let them go. Right? So if you're really going through life right now where you're in a life change, you're going through a rite of passage, and you really need to send a way of love, gratitude, and compassion, things that are just no longer serving you, Tamarack is great. So that's great. That's on the emotional, spiritual level. Again, like really great for memory, fatigue. She can help support with bipolar. So again, like as you're moving through these life changes, if you feel out of place, like you don't fit in, like you're having to be one person in one situation, another person in another situation, and you're like, I don't want to be divided in who I am anymore. Tamarack helps us to come together and be authentically ourselves. So love her so much. She's just absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, really, really great. Really helps with ego and compassion as well. And next, one of the Woot favorites, this is Laurel Leaf, also known as bay leaf. So when I was working here with mourning, she's like, girl, crown yourself. So you're thinking about the Greco-Roman nobility, they would take laurel leaves and crown themselves with them, bay leaves, right? It's a sign of nobility, of really being proud of who you are. So laurel leaf can really help with solar plexus issues, so around like digestion, really having self-worth, and being authentic in who you are, and having the courage to move forward and be who you are, again, in different kind of scenarios and situations. So absolutely love her. Really great for the throat chakra as well, speaking your truth, speaking out. And really great for the lymphatic system. So she is known as the queen of the lymphatic system. So really great to anoint yourself, the different parts where your lymphatic nodes are, to help cleanse and clear all that gunk out. Yeah, really great to support as an antiviral, antibacterial, antifungal. She is just a powerhouse. I also really like her for digestion. So if you've had a big meal, I usually go to spearmint or laurel leaf. And in that sense too, it's really great. You can take a drop of laurel leaf and put her in a glass of water and sip on her throughout the day. So if you're going to a meeting and really need to own yourself, or you're having some digestion issues as well, she's really fun to sip on in your water. So really, really great. I mean, so many other things like Lyme disease. So really great for supporting that. You can pair her with marjoram as well for Lyme disease, and there's a few others as well. So next we have Mandarin Petitgrain. So we have a few different petitgrains, and what petitgrain mean is it's made from the leaves and the twigs, the branches of the tree. So we have Mandarin, we have lime, we have orange, all are absolutely fantastic. Mandarin wanted to come forward today to represent the petitgrains. And so a lot of them are really great for skin and hair. So orange petitgrain in particular, she's great to anoint your scalp with, especially if you have dandruff, itchy scalp, those kinds of things. Mandarin Petitgrain in particular, I always think of her as linking the heart with the throat, so the fourth and fifth chakras together, of how can you open your hearts and lead from the heart and then speak from that position, right? So instead of speaking from the head and from the mind, which you need it, right? It's a beautiful computer, but how can you go deeper into your compassion and your love and speak from there, speak from that truth? And so she's really hypnotic. She's a meditative essence. So I love anointing herself, her on me, especially when I'm doing evening meditations or evening kind of ceremonies like sound baths, those kinds of things, because she just helps us to go into the state of possibilities, right? Help us to go into the dream state, the imagination. Just absolutely gorgeous. She's very sensual as well. She's just, oh, so good. Oh, love her. Could talk about her for a long time. Also great for PMS for women as well. And next we have pine black. So again, we have about, I think, 10 different pines from Wisdom of the Earth. Really, really great. So this is black, and black is one of my favorites. So again, the black, it helps us deal with our shadow side. So again, what are we not seeing? And pines are also really great as supporting in antiviral, antibacterial, antifungal, so respiratory issues as well. And so oftentimes with pine, if I'm traveling, going planes, and I can put some pine under my nose, my throat and chest to help cleanse and clear any kinds of air that I'm breathing. So an airborne germicide, those kinds of things. The other thing about black is it's really great to support in UTIs, gallstones and gallbladder health, as a liver detox. So again, just cleansing and clearing all the gunk in our system to help us to breathe and take in life fully. So highly recommend having a pine in your kit. And next we have Cypress. This is one of my favorites. I love Cypress. So Cypress is all about adversity. So if you're really going through a challenging time in your life, I'm currently in the third year of my PhD, so Cypress is one of my best friends. It's how can you stretch yourself, expand yourself, but also love and clarity, right? So instead of getting bogged down and like, oh my gosh, this is so difficult. Why did I put myself through this? Or why is this happening to me? It's okay, what can we learn from this? How can we go forward with grace and love and compassion and joy? To really see, okay, this is how it's opening me up. This is how it's expanding my perceptions and my experience of life. I get to meet amazing new people. I get to form these new relationships. I get to do all this stuff, right? And so, yeah, it's that carpe diem in life. And so the other thing about Cypress is it's really great for helping with the central nervous system and anxiety as well. So if you're stressed out and you retain water, it can help with water retention, really calming the central nervous system. It helps with the perspiration that comes from anxiety. So I have that too. And just to calm everything down and be like, I got you, babe. There's no reason to stress, no reason to worry. All is well. That's Cypress. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And last but not least, we have fir grand. So again, we have like 10 different kinds of fir, but grand wanted to come forward. Grand is one of my favorites because it's all about, again, grandness. How can we really take up space instead of shrinking down and try to not go, not to be noticed and go into the corner of like, how can we take up space? How can we own our truth? How can we own our authenticity and own our power? And how can we fit in, be purposeful and in love in community? How can we do that to be part of something bigger than ourselves? So that's for Grand. She's amazing and yeah, great for the immune system. She's also great for if you're coming down colds, flus, fevers, cough, infections, those kinds of things. Really great for supporting that healing process. Yeah, overall immune booster. Oh, that's it. Oh, she's also an insect repellent as well. So just absolutely amazing. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Love for a grand. And so those are 8 of the leaves and needles that we have. There are more. So if you have any questions, please reach out. Please leave a comment below. Thank you so much for watching to the end. And please, if you're interested in purchasing any of these or have any questions or would like to be certified in level 1 medicinal aromatherapy, I teach both online and in person. So please go to my website and reach out if you have any questions. Thank you so much and happy anointing.